The Last of Us Episode 1 is one of the most faithful retellings of a story I have ever seen. It gave me so much hope for what this show could be. It understood the importance of retelling the story the way it was told the first time, not altering but adding to the story in question. Sure, some things were changed, such as it not being a new watch, but instead Sarah fixes his watch, which in the grand scheme is a welcome change, not fundamentally changing the story being told. Simple things like this I can look over. But then, throughout each episode, the alterations seem to be becoming even more apparent. Episode 2's alterations were not entirely terrible. In some areas, I think the changes instead make the show make more sense, and in the grand scheme don't take away the message or themes or feelings of the show, such as changing it from being Fedra attacking the Capitol building to the infected instead. Episode 2's problematic alterations take place in the dialogue, which I talk about more in this video here if you are interested in that. Episode 3 is obviously the biggest divergence in the show that honestly is brilliant. It amazes me that it's the lowest rated episode so far, but sadly I think I know why. Which is, I don't know. In today's climate, it's just disappointing to see from us. Yeah, anyways, moving on. But I do want to lightly say that I think something that needed to be fixed with episode 3 is in the end of the episode. When Bill takes the pills, I think it would have been even more devastating and, actually follow the game is if they actually made it so the pills didn't work, meaning actually lived, in turn creating the shell of a man we see while, in the game. So, I feel like changing that area is fine. Like changing how Bill got to where he is fine. I just think changing the actual part of the game isn't, because I just think it ruins the entire meaning. And for some reason, Bill just knows that they need a car. The one thing he leaves with the note is car keys. It just doesn't really add up to me. I don't really like the way episode 3's ending is handled. But everything before that is brilliant. Then we reach episode 4. I was really looking forward to this episode because this is when the show takes its dark turn. One of the driving factors for Bill in the game is the absolute fear he has in other humans, and this is where we are supposed to see this fear come to fruition. This is essentially the point of the game where we meet our primary antagonists for the rest of the game, our saviors of The Walking Dead, for example, and that is the Cannibals group. In the game, Joel and Ellie run into a blocked path, meaning they must travel through the city to get back on track. Then, what takes place is one of the most memorable intros to an enemy group ever seen on screen.
Oh, perfect.
Now what?
Screw it.
Easy.
Please!
Holy shit. Are we gonna help him?
Put your seatbelt on, Ellie.
Well, what about the guy?
He ain't even hurt.
Alone in the sea, come by, bleeding by stand. Oh Lord, if you hear me, please take my hand.
Then have Ellie go into a garage and see a truly horrifying sight. Mountains of bodies and clothes from all the victims this group has killed. Joel then reluctantly tells Ellie he's around with a group like this, which is just so much to unpack about Joel. We then have Joel and Ellie running away, fighting through this entire city of cannibalistic maniacs filled with thrilling chase scenes with an armored truck until they finally run to Henry and Sam, a mirror image of Joel and Ellie, just trying to survive and get through this horrific hellhole of a city the cannibals have made it to be. So, how does episode 4 tell this story? It begins generally the same, but instead of skipping straight to the city from Billstown, we get to have some Joel and Ellie character development time before all hell breaks loose, right? When Ellie pulled out the joke book, I literally jumped out of my seat. Then, once we get back on track to the car, every moment in the car was perfection. From Ellie putting the cassette in the radio to her saying, "Bye bye, dude." We then reach the blocked path, meaning we must go through the city. Everything seems good. The scene is coming. Holy crap. I'm hyped.
Please help! Put your seatbelt on.
Are we gonna help him?
No. Are you okay?
Yeah.
You're not hurt, nothing.
I don't think so.
That's off, fast!
Uh, what the hell? First off, where is the song Alone and Forsaken? Why remove this dialogue?
He ain't even hurt.
I can forgive the bus being removed to take out their truck, as overall it doesn't make that much sense, but then you're telling me there is only 3 people pulling off this operation in comparison to the entire mob we get in the game. All the intensity is lost. Where's my guy getting glassed in the neck? This is meant to be our big set piece. The show is missing its set pieces. We haven't got one since episode 1. The infected have not been made to feel like a threat, and the humans don't seem like one either. Alright, I decided to stop making this video right here because I decided to just wait for episode 5 to see if anything would redeem this episode and for me to, calm down before continuing. Well, let's just say for the most part, it didn't. First off, the set piece episode 4 needed was found here in episode 5, and it also fixed the infected, actually showing that they are a threat. But it doesn't change the lacking of a set piece in episode 4, and the fact that episode 4 feels like it was shot as a PG-13 made for kids. Oh, and if you think I'm joking, it is. This episode is actually PG-13, or M in Australia. That's right, The Last of Us is now PG-13. What a joke. Then we have this scene.
You shouldn't have had to.
Well, you're glad I did, right?
You're just a kid. You should know what it means to. It's not like you killed them, but shooting. I know what it's like. First time that you hurt someone like that. If you, well, I'm not good at this.
Yeah, you really aren't.
I mean, it was my fault. You shouldn't have had to. And I'm sorry. Show me your grip. Finger off the trigger. Now, who taught you that?
Fedra school.
Figures. Your thumb. Over your thumb. Left hand. Squeezes down on the right. Got it? There you go.
The problem with this scene is this is essentially our replacement for this scene in the game.
Come here. Keep your head down. All right, now, I'm gonna jump down there and I'm gonna clear us a path.
What about me?
You stay here.
This is so stupid. We'd have more of a fucking chance if you let me help.
I am. You seem to know your way around a gun. You reckon you can handle that?
Well, I sort of shot a rifle before, but it was at rats
Rats.
with BBs.
Well, it's the same basic concept. Lift it up. All right, now. You're going to lean right into that stock, as it is going to kick a hell of a lot more than any baby rifle.
Okay.
Go and pull the bolt back. Grab it right there. Just tug it. There you go. And as soon as you fire, you're going to want to get another round in there quick. Listen to me. If I get into trouble down there, you make every shot count. Yeah?
I got this.
All right. And just so we're clear about back there, it was either him or me.
You're welcome.
In the game, Ellie saves Joel's life shooting a guy, which is depicted similarly in the show, except for how Joel reacts to it, and the fact that Ellie doesn't even actually kill the guy. In the game, he pretty much loses his shit because he doesn't want Ellie to have to kill. So when he does give her a gun, it's a pretty big deal, and well, just is straight up an amazing scene. Joel saying,
You make every shot count.
is straight up duties, whereas in the show, it's entirely changed, and a lot of the weight is overall lost, taking away the meaning. A lot of people will disagree with my thoughts. A lot of people may agree. That's kind of expected for The Last of Us. My philosophy is for this TV show is that you're following a very beloved game. This TV show wouldn't exist without the fans. This TV show exists because the story is already straight up good. People love the story. You're making this so that more people get to experience the story the game told. So why change it or alter it? Add to it, sure. Give the story more depth, sure. But be careful. Don't take away from what made the story so good in the first place. So why even risk altering it so much? Because you see, if the change is bad, the fans lose their shit because it was already good. And then even if the change is good, you still upset the fan base because there was no reason to change it at all. Because it was already good in the first place. The fans want the story told how it was originally told. That's why the story is popular in the first place, and the new audience, they get to experience what the fans experienced when the game first came out for them. By altering it, they don't get to experience the story the way I did all those years ago, because the scenes that made the story so good are altered or changed. For better or worse, it doesn't matter. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just how I feel. Sure, episode 5 is amazing. Still doesn't change my point. Look at how much was altered to get there, and still, in the end, the strongest parts of the episodes are when they're doing the exact scenes from the game. Just, altered maybe a little bit. But see, there's my point. Why alter them at all when they're already good?